Welcome to Kitty's Corner.
Gertrude and Marigold, the two dairy cows. One day, Gertrude and Marigold were relaxing in the field, enjoying the lush green grass. Mmm, 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 said Marigold. Oh, what is it, Marigold? Said Gertrude. Oh, Gertrude, said Marigold, isn't it a beautiful day? Oh, what's beautiful about it, Marigold? Said Gertrude. Oh, Gertrude, said Marigold, don't be so miserable. Miserable, said Gertrude. Why did Farmer John's milking machine have to break down today? Oh, Gertrude, said Marigold, I thought it was lovely being milked by hand for a change. Oh, you would, said Gertrude. You weren't the first to be done. His hands were cold. What's that noise, Gertrude? Said Marigold. It's Farmer John's wife out for a ride on her horse Nathan, said Gertrude. Morning, Nathan, the two cows said together. Gertrude, Marigold, said Nathan. Isn't it a lovely day? Oh, I suppose so, said Gertrude. Oh, take no notice of Gertrude, Nathan, said Marigold. She is being a right misery. Oh, cheer up, Gertrude, said Nathan. See and feel that lovely sunshine. Well, I can't stop. I'll see you both later. Bye, Gertrude. Bye, Marigold. The two cows said their goodbyes and watched him as he disappeared out of sight. Oh, Gertrude, said Marigold, he is such a happy horse. Said Gertrude, I must admit, I'm feeling much better already, thanks to Nathan. Now that they were both feeling a lot happier, they settled down to munch the lovely green grass. After a little while, Marigold looked up and noticed something different about the field. Someone had left the gate open. Gertrude, look, said Marigold. The gate has been left wide open. Shall we go for a roam? Oh, I don't know, said Gertrude. Oh, come on, Gertrude, said Marigold. It'll be fun. You know how us cows like to wander. So the two naughty cows started to walk down the road. The sun shone on their backs as they walked along, and Gertrude and Marigold didn't have a care in the world. It wasn't long before Gertrude and Marigold passed a field full of sheep. Hark, said a sheep. Someone is passing our field. Who are you? Oh, hello, said Marigold. My name's Marigold, and this is my friend Gertrude. Who are you? My name's Barbara, said the sheep, and these are all my family and friends. What are you doing walking along the road? You'll be in trouble with Farmer John. Someone left our gate open, said Marigold, so we thought we'd take a wander while we were in the mood. Don't stray from the path, said Barbara the sheep, or you may fall in the bog. Oh, no, said Marigold. We're much too smart for that. Oh, take notice of what she says, Marigold, said Gertrude. You never know. Oh, come on, Gertrude, said Marigold. This is so exciting. So they said goodbye to Barbara and the rest of the sheep and went on their way. Soon they reached the bottom of the road, and now it wasn't as wide as it was before, and at either side all the lovely green fields were gone. The only thing they could see was horrible, smelly, oozing mud. "Oh, let's turn round and go back, Marigold," said Gertrude. "Oh, nonsense, Gertrude," said Marigold. "This is such an adventure." Said Marigold. "What's that noise, Gertrude?" "Oh, that's thunder, Marigold. Let's turn round and go home." "Oh, what's the matter with you, Gertrude?" said Marigold. "Oh, I don't like thunder, Marigold," said Gertrude. Clouds were now beginning to darken the sky, and the two silly cows kept walking on. They heard a noise coming from in front of them. What was it? Was it a tractor? No. Was it a car? No. It was a great big lorry. There wasn't going to be enough room on the road. The two cows stepped off the road just in time as the lorry came by. But Marigold went over just a little too far and stepped straight in the nasty, smelly, oozing mud. "Oh no," said Marigold. "I'm sinking, Gertrude. What am I going to do?" "Oh, I can't help you, Marigold," said Gertrude, "or I'll get stuck too. I'll have to run and get some help." "Oh, hurry up then, Gertrude," said Marigold. "I'm sinking." So off went Gertrude, trotting back up the road. She called to the sheep, but they had all gone the other side of the field where there was some shelter. They knew a thunderstorm was coming. While Gertrude was frantically trying to get some help, poor Marigold was sinking further and further into the mud. Down and down she went. The mud was now above her knees. Poor Marigold was so scared. After what seemed a long, long time, she thought she heard a noise in the distance. It sounded like horses' hooves. And sure enough, Farmer John's wife was coming back from her ride on Nathan. "Moo! Moo! Moo!" said Marigold. "Marigold, is that you?" said Nathan. "What on earth's the matter?" "Oh, help me, Nathan," said Marigold. "I'm sinking in the mud." Farmer John's wife saw what had happened and stopped Nathan on the road right in front of Marigold. She took off the horse's reins and made a little lasso and managed to throw it over Marigold's head. She then tied the other end to Nathan. "Don't worry, Marigold," said Nathan. "We'll get you out of here." "Oh, I do hope so, Nathan," said Marigold. Then Nathan started to pull and pull and pull. He was pulling so hard that his horseshoes were slipping on the road. The thunderstorm was getting closer and closer, and it started to rain. While Farmer John's wife and Nathan were trying to help Marigold, Gertrude arrived back at the farmyard. She was so out of breath, but she couldn't stop now. She started to moo and moo as loud as she could. "Help, help, somebody help. Marigold's got stuck in the mud." There was no one around, so she went right up to the farmhouse and she mooed and mooed as loud as she could and started kicking the farmhouse door. Farmer John heard the commotion and looked out of his window. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw Gertrude standing there. He put on his raincoat and his wellies and came out and put poor Gertrude in a shed. "No, no," said Gertrude. "You don't understand. Marigold needs help. No, you don't understand." But of course, Farmer John couldn't hear animal talk. He just thought that Gertrude was making a horrible noise. He stood and thought for a minute. And then it occurred to him that Marigold wasn't with Gertrude, so he knew he would have to go and find her. Just then, his mobile phone rang in his trouser pocket. It was his wife, and she told him everything that had happened. Poor Nathan was exhausted. He had pulled and pulled and pulled, but he just could not budge Marigold, and the mud was now right up to her belly. "Oh, Marigold," said Nathan, "I am so sorry. I just can't pull you out." "Oh, Nathan," said Marigold, "what am I going to do?" And it was right then Farmer John's wife phoned her husband and told him everything that had happened. Farmer John got out the tractor and hitched it up to a twin horse box. He secured some planks of wood on the top of the horse box. Then he got some nice strong rope, and off he went to rescue Marigold. Poor Gertrude was still mooing at the top of her voice. She didn't know Farmer John had gone to help them. "Let me out! Let me out!" she said. "I've got to help Marigold! Let me out! She's sinking in the mud!" But no one took any notice. Poor Marigold had now sunk so far down in the mud it was up to her neck, and there was nothing that Nathan or Farmer John's wife could do about it. All they could do was wait. "Here comes Farmer John! Hooray! Hooray!" said Nathan. We're over here!" shouted Marigold. Farmer John quickly jumped down and unhooked the tractor from the horse box. He took the planks of wood off the top of the horse box and threw them around Marigold. Then, walking on the planks, he dug all around and underneath Marigold with a spade. After this, he tied ropes around her and secured them to the tractor. Farmer John then jumped on the tractor and started revving the engine. Then he started to move the tractor. Marigold was facing side on to the road, which meant she had to be pulled from along the road, which was just as well, because it would have been too narrow to pull her across it. The tractor was pulling so hard that poor Marigold had a job to catch her breath. And Nathan was shouting and getting so excited because slowly but surely Marigold was coming out of the mud. "Come on, Marigold," shouted Nathan. "Hang on in there. We'll soon have you out of it now." And then, after a while, with one final rev of the engine, Marigold was free. Farmer John, with the help of his wife, then put Marigold and Nathan in the horse box. Farmer John's wife squeezed in there with them. Farmer John hooked up the horse box to the tractor, and they were off. When they got back to the farmyard, they all got out the horse box. "Goodbye, Marigold," said Nathan. "See you later." "Oh, goodbye, Nathan," said Marigold, "and thank you so much for trying to help." Farmer John's wife took Nathan to his stable, and after giving her a good wash down, and Farmer John took Marigold and put her in the shed with Gertrude. Gertrude was so excited and pleased to see Marigold. "Oh, Marigold, Marigold," said Gertrude, "I thought I'd lost you forever." "I don't know how you can even have the nerve to talk to me," said Marigold. "Keep away from me. I don't want anything to do with you." "But Marigold," said Gertrude, "some help you are being snug and warm in a shed," said Marigold. "But Marigold, I did try," cried Gertrude. "Farmer John put me in here." "Oh, I'm sorry, Gertrude," said Marigold. And they both settled down to munch the hay.
You've been listening to Kitty's Corner. if it's not too long, hide yourself away with Banner Radio. Hide yourself away with Banner Radio.